Chapter 1, Mishnah 1. Tractate Negaim deals with the laws of tsaras. Tsaras, also called a nega, is a kind of colored spot that can appear on people, clothing, and houses. A person, garment, or house that has tsaras is tameh. Tsaras is a spiritual phenomenon. It is not related to the disease known as leprosy. The tractate begins with the laws of tsaras that appears on a person's skin. The color of this tsaras is either white or white mixed with red. See Mishnah 2. The following Mishnah discusses what shades of white are considered tsaras. The shades of white that qualify as tsaras are divided into two categories. Primary colors, also called avos, literally fathers, and secondary colors, also called toldos, literally offspring. The primary colors are called beheres and seis. The secondary colors are colors associated with beheres and seis. We now turn to the words of the Mishnah. The colors of a nega are two that are four. That is, there are two primary shades of white, the beheres and seis, and each of these has a secondary shade of white linked to it, for a total of four shades. The difference between a primary color and a secondary one is in a case where a nega is made up of two colors, and each color by itself is too small to be a tsaras. If the nega is made up of two primary colors, or a primary color with its secondary color, the colors combine to become one large nega, and the nega is large enough to be considered tsaras. But if the nega consists of two secondary colors, or a primary color with a secondary color not associated with it, the nega is not considered tsaras. As the Mishnah will soon explain, the four shades of tsaras are 1. The color of snow, 2. The color of wool, 3. The color of plaster, and 4. The color of the membrane of an egg. Of these four colors, the brightest shade of white is the color of snow. The second brightest is the color of wool. The third brightest is the color of plaster, and the dullest is the color of an egg membrane. The Mishnah will now identify which of these colors is the beheres and which is the secondary color. Beheres is bright like snow, i.e. beheres is the brightest shade of white, which is the color of snow. The color secondary to it, i.e. its tolda, is like the white plaster of the heichal, i.e. the sanctuary of the Beis Hamikdash, the third brightest shade of white. The Mishnah now identifies the seis and its secondary color. It cites a dispute among Tanaim on the matter. Seis is white like the membrane of an egg, the dullest of the four shades of white. The color secondary to it is like white wool, the second brightest shade of white. These are the words of Rabbi Meir, but the sages say the opposite. Seis is like white wool, and the color secondary to it is like the membrane of an egg.